surveys, because it's hard when you think you also have your experiences when you just talk about like a happiness survey in a corporate. It's pretty hard to really get like a higher management level to listen to you. But when you combine it with productivity and you kind of like talk also in their terms, then we saw that this is way more interesting, and so we hope that's especially also there in the long term that we can answer this question of the link between happiness and productivity on like more like an applied basis in a better way. So that's for the monitoring service. Yeah.
Yeah. A question from Javier. You talked about how the challenge of boundary changes. How do you deal with this? Because it's really hard. I mean, if you want to have a time series, you want to have comparable neighborhoods, but at the same time, you want the boundaries to make sense. So how do you deal with this sort of tension? You want to keep certain fixed boundaries, and you want them to make sense for the people living there. So change that. How do you deal with that?
I think it's not an easy task, but there are some cases that if you are able to aggregate the data at a higher level, it's easier. So the boundaries change certainly at census tract level, but the advantage if you use a neighborhood boundaries, the neighborhood boundary will be more stable, and then you can nest the census tract. So maybe in 1 year you have 2 census tracts, and another year you have 3 and another 4. So the boundaries within will change, but mostly at census tract level. And I think the advantage in some cases you have a data block group level is that then those issues are even less problematic, I would say, because then the block will be just a block, and then you can group blocks.
Yeah.
So there are kind of things, I think also Peru, for example, has they disclose data at block group level, but in Argentina for privacy issues, there is a law that they don't disclose data at block group level. Yeah, if that changes, then it's easier to solve that.
Yeah, I have present Professor Tonon. I am a professor of Korea University. My major is public administration. I have 2 questions. What are the difference between the perspective and the viewpoint?
Okay.
Viewpoint. And second question is, you categorize 3 dimensions of political approach is personal and professional, political. Which is the most important dimension?
Okay, difficult questions for only a few minutes, but only to say about point of view. We take 2 different authors, no? One is a French author, Pierre Bourdieu, is a sociology, and very famous. And the other one is one of our Latin American authors, Norbert Lechner, was a politician. Really is an European man that lived in Latin America, in Chile exactly. I discovered that they never met each other, these 2 authors, but there are a lot of things that they are coincidence between the 2 of us. But there are little differences, because the point of view is more related with the actuality, the current things, and the perspective is more related with the future, when you are thinking the researchers. And the other thing is about what is the most important of the 3 dimensions. Well, I must explain to all of you that I think these 3 dimensions think in particular in Latin America, because the political dimension really is the key of the life in Latin America. Yes, all the things are political things, all, whatever you can imagine. And in considering the life of the research, our daily life, we are really depend of the political parties. Even we don't want this kind of life, but it's really a very big problem we have. We always have, and we don't know how to really resolve the problem. This is the idea. And I think that perhaps these kind of things happens in other countries with some characteristics. I don't know exactly like Argentina, but quite similar. No? This is the idea to continue thinking about how this dimension condition our daily life and how to do to solve the problem. Thank you for the question.
I'll let continue the discussion with Graciela.
Oh.
So we talked, you presented there are perceptions, feelings, attitudes, needs, new issues. Am I right in thinking that we need to go into new theories and ground these variables into new theories? Is that what will happen next?
Well, in this first book, it is only a little minute, but it's a particular situation because we have at the same time, with a difference of 1 year, two quite different books. A book about quality of life indicators in Latin America and a book about qualitative studies. No? But we are trying to have a relation between the two possibilities. So we are now beginning to work about mixed methods. Yes, but for us, I don't think about for all the people, but in our region, the difficulty is that most of indicators we use are think from another point of view and from another culture, and we take it and try to use in our culture. And sometimes it's not that the indicator is bad, it's that the situation is quite different. So we are thinking about the definition of the concepts. We are doing deep in this, trying to go ahead with new theories, but this is a long way. And now we will have another book next year about this.
Yes, but I just wanted to hear that there's a way of getting new theories. That means that new theories are necessary to explain what you think.
Thank you.
Okay, I have a question for you. I was just wondering, how long did it take you to do the quantitative research? Because I'm also thinking along the same lines in my community, because again, we don't collect this data. So where to start, I think probably that would be a good place, because you're talking quantitative and perspectives, different points of views, and then the quantitative. And then probably you're thinking of it. So I want to just get an idea how long. And then the test battery also. I can see it's also driven so much technology. We don't have that, a lot of that, where I come from. And I'm just wondering, how long did it take for you to develop that? And you have to be on a computer, seems to feel. So I'm just wondering, how long, and then just trying to think of my context.
So the whole project itself is now 4 years old, right? So like just the happiness analyzer project, and so like just this kind of basic framework first round learning this battery was like half a year full-time work. So just for about computer scientists, like just set up the basis, and it's still like it's always like work in progress, right? So just to continue into it's definitely some work. So just to
You tested it already?
like we use that, right? So like just right now, so it's something like where we implement always like just different items. Like there's never like just something where we don't use this framework now, like just to start a study. So it's always going over this battery.
Okay. Well, a long time, but it's not impossible. I think that the key of the situation is the role of the research. This is the reason I speak about. In our countries, in our region, it's not difficult to connect the people. People in Latin America, in general, are all the time willing to participate. We have no problem with this. No, that I know that in other parts of the planet it's not like this, but the people, exceptionally, they say, I don't want to participate. They are always trying to participate in whatever. No, this is the argument. But well, for the researcher, it's a big work, but we must control the personal situation of the researcher in the connection with the people and try to avoid this thing that sometimes the researcher try to tell that the people say something that he really think, not the people are thinking. No, this is what we must control, especially with the young people, the young researchers. No, and we are working hard trying to develop an attitude of ethics and to respect to the values of the people and from the different groups and cultures. And but we are happy, even it's difficult. And then we check the information, all the production with the people, with the real protagonists of the research. Not the
So how long?
well, for instance, if we are working with groups, it depends, because sometimes in 6 months we can do the field work and have the translation, the typewrite of all the records, and then we go again to the people. It depends how many groups, but it's not the same if you are working only in a region or in the whole country, for instance. But no, it is when you. I think that the other important thing is that the members of the team, even each of the members do different things, have I don't say the same ideology, but quite a lot of near ideas about it. Because the problem is not the methodology, right? It's another thing. It's more deep. It's the evolution of the process. No?
So I'd like to follow your, that means you are using the mixed method.
Yes, we are doing now this with children, particularly.
That means you are going to collect the qualitative.
Qualitative and
And then
quantitative.
you are using the meaning of qualitative to develop into the indicator in your quantitative.
Well, in this situation, we are first of all we are thinking the problem of the research from the first point of view using the two methods. Even then, when we develop the research, perhaps we have sometimes we are doing this method or the other method. But it's not a sum of the two methods. We are trying to integrate. That is so difficult, really. And we must work a lot with each other, trying to make the integration. But it's a challenge. And we are doing with children now that is more difficult in trying not to make the children say the things that we are thinking, you know. That is a temptation.
So, other questions?
Yeah. As you know, two methods, qualitative and quantitative. And our society, our organization, which method is stronger? In our international society for quality of life study organization, which method is stronger now, and also how we can predict in future this case.
You're the oldest member, right? So that's probably best.
Well, I think probably Graciela can answer that in the sense that qualitative research, you know, is a good method to start out with, to try and understand the cultural context and all the variations within, and then from that you go into the quantitative, where you be able to develop indicators. So it's not one versus the other. It is you start out with a qualitative to get a rich understanding of what you're dealing with, and you go into the quantitative. Graciela?
Yes, of course. But, well, I tell you some minutes ago, no, the problem is that when we use indicators that we are not previously think by us, other people think, and these people are from other culture, things in another way, is that it's not that the indicators are not good. It's that we are using this kind of indication in this culture, in this situation. And perhaps the first question is, when I say, for instance, community, what is the definition of community? In Latin America, in Asia, in the United States are not in all parts the same. When we say the word community, the people are not thinking in the same thing. This is the situation. We decided to begin to study qualitative methodology and trying to go this way.
There is a question.
Okay, mine is just an observation again. Citing, I think I like that because, as I say, I just completed my PhD, and one of the things that I noticed from the review is that many countries in Africa, I come from Kenya, we are not ranked on quality of life. In fact, I would be so keen to see, Sirgy, the data that you were sharing, comparing, well-being status in different countries. I'm very sure for most we are not found. The indication maybe, but for many others we are not found. So I'm really, really keen about that, developing quality. And then again, the measurement, the tools that I saw, I used the Eurobase 8-item index. Again, for the context, some things were not appropriate. Like I did my study amongst the Maasai. In the Maasai housing, they live in Honyatas. My Honyata is not leaking. I'm good, my housing is perfect. But to somebody else, that is different. And then the quality of life is defined through other cultural lenses. So I think I really like that, and I think probably it would be good to have those definitions that are culturally based and contextualized within the setting. So for me, that is something that is an exciting thing, I think, which I'm thinking. And I'm wondering what are we just sharing, or are we coming up with some tangible things? Yeah, at least that would help us measure quality of life in our different contexts. And then help put developing countries in the quality of life to get to what Ludwigs is using. Yeah, so it's just an observation and a comment. Are we going to say something? Are we, what is going to come out of this? Because I'm really passionate to see that, we are able to collect data and present it and use it meaningfully for policy decisions for some of the people who live in very poor conditions.
Maybe I don't know if it follows completely directly with that, but I think that you mentioned the context as an important issue, and the position you mentioned the sequence. And in our experience also, it was not a battle between quantitative against qualitative, which one was better or which one was, I don't know which word you use, stronger or more. I think that really mixed methods, I like it a lot. In this case, I did not talk too much about, but we tend to use mixed methods because we can contrast the objective conditions of quality of life with more subjective ones and see where you have a mismatch between the two. And when you get some outcome, sometimes even in a map or a quantitative or through a quantitative method, then you go back to a qualitative method to understand better why is this taking place, why in this community I thought they should be unhappy with this house, but why they are happy. And you can only do it with qualitative methods, with walking interviews, with in-depth interviews, all with children, with photo voicing. There are many tools that you need also to come back to the field. I would like to go back and see why is it that in this area they're going backwards instead of, and maybe the only way to know is to use a qualitative method. Yeah?
I think we have 15 more minutes until the keynote, but I think when there are other questions, you can just come to the presenters and just ask also one-on-one. But thank you for your attention and thank you for your time and